Yo, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Carlos Harris. I just got back from the gym and I wanted to kind of get this off my chest and tell you guys just some tips about mental health, some things that I use to stay in a good mental space. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know how you're doing below in the comments. And yeah, let's just jump into the first thing I want to talk about is just watch what you're consuming on social media for sure. Me personally, I have every negative media outlet blocked. The Shade Room, TMZ, all of those news outlets that just constantly put out negative shit online and just constantly bombard you with like rumors and all these like updates on people's lives that are always in a negative light. For me, I don't want to consume that because the stuff that you consume ultimately becomes your reality. So I really take pride in the people that I follow, the accounts that I like to watch videos on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I like to get information. I like to be motivated. So keep those things in mind because the stuff that you consume ultimately, it triggers your brain. The stuff that you watch on TV. I personally don't watch the news. I think the news is just constantly negative stuff being spewed out to us. Of course, there's things going on in the world that we should be updated on, but there's rarely anything like positive. And there's a lot of positive things that go on in the world. And I think you should really start thinking about the accounts that you're following. Take a second to go look at the people that you're following and go down the list and ask yourself, what do they actually add to your life? Are they motivating you? Are they teaching you a new skill? Are they keeping you in a good mental space? Whatever it is, it needs to be positive. One thing that my dad's always told me is to write down the pros and cons of things. And if the cons outweigh the pros, let that shit go. Vice versa, keep it. So yeah, that's the first thing that I just want to reiterate to you guys. You are what you consume. So consume stuff that's positive and keeping you in a positive light. Another thing that I think is really important to your mental health is learning to take breaks. We live in this world where it's like this hustle mentality or hustle culture of grind 24/7, grind, don't stop. I'll tell you one thing, I used to live by that when I first started my entrepreneurship career. And I think it's probably one of the worst things that you can do to yourself because you're gonna burn yourself out. I used to work every single day, Monday through Sunday, never take a day off. And it ultimately was not the best thing for me mentally because I got to a space where I just completely blocked everybody out. I let some of my friendships go. I let some of my family situations deteriorate. And it just wasn't a good situation to just always be working. You need to take time for yourself. Like today on Sunday, I took time for myself to go do a little bit of cardio, get some blood flowing, go outside, take a walk, read a book, whatever it is, take a break for yourself. If you just want to sit down and watch TV all day, that's perfectly fine. I think we've been kind of trained that we got to be doing something all the time. And social media is always pushing us to go do this, that, and the other. It's okay to take a break. Your brain is a muscle. It needs a break. You can't constantly be working out your body 24/7 and think that it's going to have time to recover. It's the same thing with your brain. Give yourself a break. One thing that I try to do throughout the week, I'm fortunate enough to do this because I make my own schedule and I know everybody has different schedules, but take one day for yourself. If you have a day off, take a day for yourself. If you got to run errands, make it as peaceful as possible. Listen to a nice calming podcast, whatever it is, but take those breaks. You really need them. It's really important for your mental health. And I want to say and reiterate this, especially for the young men out there. I know that we have a lot of weight on our shoulders when it comes to being providers and always having to take care of things, but understand you're not going to be able to provide if you're not in a good place. And for the young women out there too, keep yourself in a good mental space as well. I can't really speak on y'all's behalf on the things that y'all deal with, but I do know my girlfriend, she takes breaks. And we have to constantly remind each other that it's okay to sit down sometimes and just enjoy your own peace, take a walk, and just make sure that you're in a good mental space. This one is really important for the young people out there because I know it's a lot of peer pressure and stuff growing up, in high school, college, and stuff like that. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from downers. That stuff is going to creep into your life. That stuff is going to be offered to you. I will tell you personally, the only things that I've ever consumed in life is alcohol and weed. Any of that other shit, I've never touched it. And I advise you guys to never touch that stuff either. I know some people use weed and stuff like that for recreational purposes. It might help in some medical purposes, but I would personally stay away from drugs because it's going to fluctuate the stuff that goes on in your mind. You might have more anxiety or whatever it is. Just personally, I would say just from me growing up and being around people who have been affected by drugs, stay away from them. I know it's, this cliche thing, you don't be peer pressured into this. It's so easy to just be in a regular setting and someone's like, yo, bro, like, let's do this, let's do that. Bro, stay away from it. Trust me, it's not worth it. The person that is on the side of the street that literally said, yo, bro, like, well, that's literally probably strung out on drugs right now, probably said the exact same thing, like, oh, no, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, I'll try it. I won't get hooked on this. Let it go, bro. It will keep you in a really good mental space. Alcohol, I talked about it in my other video. Like I said, you don't have to completely give up alcohol, but I would say if you're trying to stay in a good mental space, alcohol is a downer. We all know it. It's a downer. There's nothing really like that's going to be uplifting about it. So just cut that stuff out. I'll keep that short and sweet. Make good decisions, and just be, mindful of what you're actually putting inside your body, because it's ultimately going to trigger things inside of your mind and ultimately, trigger your mindset. This one I talk about often, and I just got back from doing it. Make sure that you do some physical activity or just go take a walk. I think we've gotten away from like the regular things of life. I know when I was a kid, like we used to, go down to our friend's house, knock on the door, do some stuff outside, go skip rocks on the lake and stuff like that. Just normal things. I think we get so stuck on devices nowadays that we don't just go out and enjoy nature. Nature brings peace. That's one reason why I have a lot of like plants and greenery inside of my house, because it gives me that nature feel that I really love and enjoy. Just for example, I went to Oregon like maybe 2 years ago, and I went up there and it was just in the wilderness. I saw how tall the trees were, and it was such a peaceful feeling. It was so quiet. The water was running. We really don't get that stuff like in a regular city. So if you can go out, either it's at like a park or something like that, and just get yourself out in nature and just go sit there and chill, please go do that for yourself, along with physical activities, because those are kind of like combined in one. Go enjoy nature, go explore. Oregon was really like an eye-opening thing to what fresh air actually was to me, because I live in New Jersey, right next to New York City. I've lived in Dallas, and the air quality is just trash. I got out there and actually felt what like fresh air was. So get out in nature, take a walk. It'll do you like such a great justice to just experience and get yourself in a great mental space. I like to take walks as much as I can, especially like on days like today where it's nice weather out, the sun's out. Go out, take a walk for yourself, and keep yourself in a good mental space. The last thing I want to talk about is being present and connecting with others. I know like social media is like a big part of our lives now with connecting us with others, but also in person. Whenever you're sitting down with someone, just be mindful and be present, because the more that you're on social media and just not being present, your mental state is always just going to be somewhere else that it's not. You have to understand that this is a digital world. Connect with real people. Find those connections and find those people who actually bring you some type of value. Sit down and have a meaningful conversation. Sit your phone to the side and actually focus on what's going on. The thing is, like, we're so used to just like picking up our phone. Just think about the number of times that you pick up your phone all day, that you're not present. And this ultimately leads to the downfall of your mental health, because you're constantly on something and not being present in real life and not enjoying the experiences that we're supposed to experience as humans. There's so much that's out here for us to just go see, cultures to experience. There's a lot that just people just don't do because they're stuck on their phones. The digital world is whatever to me at this point. And it should honestly be whatever to you. You get on here for a little bit of time out of the day, but go live in real life. Do not live on social media. So make sure that you're present when the next time you're out with your friends. Leave your phone in the car. Just try it. I know you'll get anxious for a second, but at the same time, you'll be present and you'll make those connections. Connecting with people and making sure that those people are positive people in your life that are making an impact on your life are ultimately going to help your mental health. So all these things that I talked about are things that I actively try to do on a weekly basis, monthly basis, or even on a daily basis, sometimes just going out and taking a walk. It's really going to help you stay in a good mental space. It's not to say that you're not going to have, shit that comes up to where like you're down sometimes. It's okay not to be okay. And I think that needs to be reiterated, more than once. It's okay not to be okay, because everything's not going to be perfect. But as long as you are trying to actively do these things, you should keep yourself in a good mental space. There's a lot of other things that you can implement in, but I wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet for you guys. It's some stuff that I'll touch on in other videos, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully these little tips helped. Like I say in all of my videos, I don't got the answers to everything in life. I'm just giving you my life experiences. You can take little nuggets and apply it to your life as needed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.